The world is watching the Middle East with great concern today. A long and bitter rivalry between Iran and Israel is now at a boiling point. For many years, these two nations have been engaged in a shadow war. They have fought each other indirectly, using proxies and covert operations. This hidden conflict has taken place across the region, from Syria to Lebanon. But now, the fighting is threatening to break out into the open. The risk of a direct military confrontation is higher than it has been in years. The consequences of such a war would be devastating for the entire world, affecting global security and the economy. The roots of this animosity are deep and complex. After Iran's Islamic Revolution in 1979, the relationship between the two countries changed dramatically. What was once a quiet partnership turned into a deep and lasting hostility. Israel views Iran as an existential threat, a nation that seeks its destruction. It points to Iran's leadership, which has often called for Israel's demise. For its part, Iran sees Israel as an illegitimate state and an extension of American power in the Middle East. This fundamental opposition has fueled decades of mistrust and conflict, creating a cycle of escalation that is now reaching a critical peak. This long-running conflict has seen many forms of aggression. Israel has been accused of assassinating Iranian nuclear scientists and carrying out cyber attacks against Iran's infrastructure. In return, Iran has supported militant groups that oppose Israel, such as Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. These groups have frequently clashed with Israel, acting as Iran's partners in its regional strategy. This proxy warfare has allowed both sides to attack each other without triggering a full-scale war. However, recent events, particularly the war in Gaza that began in late 2023, have changed the rules of engagement, leading to more direct and dangerous confrontations. The situation we see today, on June 21, 2025, is the direct result of this escalating shadow war. The conflict is no longer confined to the shadows. It has spilled out into a series of direct attacks and public threats. The rhetoric from both sides has become increasingly aggressive, leaving little room for de-escalation. International observers and diplomats are working around the clock to prevent the worst-case scenario. They fear that a single miscalculation or a deliberate provocation could ignite a regional war with catastrophic consequences. The stakes have never been higher, and the path to peace appears narrower than ever before. At the very center of the current crisis is Iran's nuclear program. This is the main source of tension between Iran and Israel. For more than 2 decades, Israel has warned that Iran is secretly trying to build a nuclear bomb. Israel believes that an Iran armed with nuclear weapons would pose an unacceptable threat to its very existence. It has repeatedly stated that it will do whatever